Looking to get your fingers on some delicious grub? Look no further than Sticky Fingers in Carpentersville. Family owned and operated, Sticky Fingers specializes in chicken, fish, and shrimp, which you can choose to have dusted with flavor or doused in the sauce of your choice. Sticky Fingers strives to provide flavorful food with fresh, locally sourced ingredients. Sticky Fingers personally invites you to stop by and try one of their scrumptious dishes today.
Boom, 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 boom. Welcome to the Senior Community Spotlight Show as our Friday morning festivities here on WRMN continue. And time now to salute the seniors and play some music over the next hour and a half. We start with a little talking to seniors, talking to you. It's our friend Steve Thoren. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Marky B. Hey, good to be here. And as usual, ladies and gentlemen, my intro. Hi, everybody, and happy Friday. I hope everyone had a good week out there. Steve Thoren here with another Senior Community Spotlight Show. Well, Marky B,
yes,
been listening to you all morning and talking about a lot of things. And while I have an interesting and fun dedication today, I would be remiss if I didn't touch on the importance of this week that has just passed us, 9/11. 9/11, I have always attended the program, and Chief mentioned the fact that it's, as time moves on, less and less people attend it. And I think it's because it impacted less and less people that are able to attend it. So many people that are, the people that have memories of it, the young people don't. And they're not apt, if they're able, they're not apt to go to it because it doesn't resonate with them. It doesn't, they don't have the emotional feeling.
Or, I mean, that's probably some of it, but also there's probably, it's true, everybody, as the years go on, a lot of those that may have experienced it in one way or another have passed away or whatnot. And some of those people that would be younger that would be going to it might be working.
Oh, no doubt.
It's at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Certainly. That's undoubtedly the case. But I did notice less and less. Every year I attend, there's less people there. But it's interesting, a few things that people have said over the years. People our age group and older, we will always remember where we were at that time, because it impacted you so much. I remember I was driving to work, talking on my phone, which I think was a bag phone at the time. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, gosh, a plane just hit they're reporting that a plane just hit the towers in New York, like a small plane or something. The complete news hadn't really been described yet.
Right.
Where I worked in Mundelein to do a refinance for a gal. And so then when I got there, like many businesses in those days, you had a TV in your place of work, and you had rabbit ears. And so the next thing you know, the room where I was doing the consultation is where the TV was, and the entire staff was coming in there, and they put the TV on. And the gal that I was meeting, that I had talked with prior just a little bit, we sat there in silence and watched, and we ended up not doing the application that day. We postponed it a few days as she sat with all the staff and watched this. And, I mean, we were just mesmerized. And so it's just one of those things that I think everybody will remember where they were and how it made you feel. And another thing that I heard that makes so much sense is it took something that traumatic and devastating and sad to bring Americans closer than they had been probably since World War II. And on that day, there were no Democrats and there were no Republicans, but instead we were all Americans.
Yeah. Sadly, over time, that has eroded too.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It certainly has in the last few years.
We're going on 25 years almost, 23 now since that happened. And it seems like the separation of the people in this country are getting greater every year now too.
It certainly has. Well, I just want to express my my emotions and sadness for all those. 2,753 people died in the Twin Towers, 184 people at the Pentagon, 40 in Pennsylvania, 343 firefighters, 23 police officers, and of course 19 terrorists of an Islamic act of terror. They were not counted in that number, and nor should they be, in my opinion. But time moves on, but may all those poor souls rest in peace.
For sure.
Well, let's move on with the program and bring back the mood. And, I'm joined here today, ladies and gentlemen, with our wonderful producer and the host of the morning show here on WRMN, and the host we're all lucky to have here on WRMN, the one and only Trustee Marky B. On with the show, and as you know, I always start each week's show with a dedication, most often a memorial, sometimes to a living person, persons, or place, or even an event. Well, my individual dedication this week is to the one and only. This week's dedication is dedicated to WRMN itself.
Wow.
Yes, September 10 was the actual date, 1949, 75 years ago, one block away in the lobby of the Fox Hotel, WRMN went live on the AM dial for the first time. 1410 on the AM dial has been and continues to broadcast local news, sports, weather, history, music, and Mark's favorite, more.
That's right.
I remember when I was a young boy, when we had a heavy snow night, WRMN was on in the morning, for it played a significant role for all of Elgin because it announced school closings. And so, and of course, not necessarily just if the school was closed, but then you knew that the school wasn't closed.
Right.
So they would announce that the schools are open today. And that was a well-known fact. And every family that had students listened to WRMN, whether they listened to that station all the time, they certainly listened to it on snow-related days.
That was the place they knew they could go, right?
That was it.
Yeah.
It had, it reported that information. A significant role for announcements in the city. In the early years, they played a lot of music on 78 RPM records. Also, promo records that included canned interviews. I don't know if you knew about that, Mark, but the on-air host would receive a record that had a celebrity voice giving answers to questions. The package that the record came in included a list of questions, and they would be able to, what they did here at WRMN is that they would pre-record the interview because they'd go in the recording studio on the old reel tapes or cart tapes, whatever they had, and they would record the DJ asking a question to a celebrity. Mm-hmm. Then they would play the answer on the record, and then they would record that so it wasn't choppy and a pause for the answer to be correct. Mm-hmm. But the answer was clearly noted on different tracks. So you've got track number 6, here's the question, and then play it for the answer. Mm-hmm. And you put it together just right, and it sounded like that celebrity was here,
right,
in the building. I often wonder what happened if they ever had one of those records skip.
I'm sure it happened.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did.
Yep. How fake can you be?
Yes, I think that's pretty humorous. Or what if they asked the wrong question or they played the wrong answer? That's why they had to.
That's what I would do.
That's what they had to have it ready. Well, it's pretty interesting. It sounds neat until the record skipped. As time moved on, the radio station moved down the street In the 60s, there were huge letters on the building above us here, W, an R, an M, and an N. However, the W was either had fallen or was taken down for repair at the time a photograph was done for a calendar. So there's a big calendar missing the letter W. And it's rather interesting. And I mean, and these were big letters, probably 4 foot tall.
Wow.
So it's pretty interesting there. Also of note, WRMN was a stepping stone for some careers, most notably the late, great WGN broadcaster Floyd Brown. Brown was an engineer at WRMN when the morning on-air host didn't show up for work. With no preparation and only about 5-minute notice, Floyd was told to go to the microphone, and the rest was history. He was the first black broadcaster on air, and eventually he was recruited by WGN. Kind of interesting news. I've brought it up before, but as some investigation prevailed, they found out that the on-air host was late because he was at a hotel with the then secretary of WRMN.
Yeah. So it took an affair to...
I think they were both married to other people, but at least one of them was. But that's what happened, and look what it did for Floyd Brown.
No kidding.
And of course, his entire family.
Floyd could have reported that on the air, and it would have been great dramatic news.
Yeah, I don't think that would have been the case, and I don't know that he knew that at the time. But if he did, he was sworn to silence and secrecy. There was also let's see, he was recruited also the beginning of broadcasting careers for voices on WXRT. And stations in other states. I know a well-known DJ was in Wisconsin and Iowa. Rick Jekyll came to the station in the 60s. 2 years after he was here, he purchased it. 5 or 6 years later, he added FM with WJKL. JKL for Jekyll. And I actually have an original WJKL belt buckle at home.
Yes.
In 1982, Jekyll himself invented the concept of the radio shopping show, which played a key role in the station's survival over the years. The shopping show was featured at one time or another in the news on the Chicago TV stations. Each one of them at different times had been out here to do an interview and to do a little special on the radio shopping show. Jekyll finally sold the station after 49 years of ownership to William Pollock of Memphis. Earlier this year, Pollock sold the station to Dean DeLaley, and he and his partners, including Sonar, are advancing WRMN forward with YouTube and new technology. You can now listen to WRMN on AM, internet, the app, and YouTube, which includes video. While there have been some hiccups during the transition, that the new equipment and the show schedules and everything have endured, we just beg of you to stick with us. And I think we're getting pretty set now with things that keep going smoothly. And tell your friends or remind your friends how lucky Elgin is to have this staple in the community. The new schedule is working out well and getting pretty much etched in stone. And WRMN's mission is to deliver local news and Fox Valley information in a more local community fashion. Hats off to the new team for continuing this wonderful Elgin icon. 75 years in the making. Congratulations, WRMN. I speak for thousands in saying thank you and wish you another 75 years of making a positive difference for the Fox Valley.
Now, that's a good tribute if I've ever heard one.
So there we have it.
Yes.
And I'll tell you that there have been a lot of small stations like this in different communities that are nothing but something you can read about now. Their history, they're long gone. And WRMN has survived And now with new mission and ideas and fresh funding and goals, let's continue to all play our roles and do our best to keep it building back up.
And we're going to have a proclamation at the next city council meeting, right?
We certainly are.
Yeah.
I initiated that with the mayor. And
Thanks for that, Stevie T. And so we want to encourage WRMN first shifters to come on out.
yes, I love that what George proclamation ceremonies to quietly exit. So if that's what you chose to do, if you choose to do that, that is fine, and it's not something that is looked upon negatively.
Right.
So I think it would be great if a lot of first shifters, a lot of loyal listeners, as well as, and I'm sure the entire team here will be able to go and experience that in front of the city council and the mayor, the city attorney, the clerk. It'll be a wonderful tribute.
Yeah. We look forward to that. That's on the 25th, right?
Correct.
25th.
At 7 o'clock.
Yep. At 7
it's-
o'clock.
That's done at the regular city council meeting. If you come in and you see the meeting in session, don't get, someone said to me once, I thought I missed something. Well, at 6 o'clock's the committee of the whole meeting. And then we adjourn that at 7 to do the regular city council meeting. Oftentimes it's already done by 7. And if it's not, we adjourn and conclude it after the city council meeting. So the city council meeting always starts at 7 or as close to it as we can.
Okay.
So there's the first invitation to have you all join us in City Hall upstairs at 7 o'clock on the 25th. I know you'll be there in the front row, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
I will.
You know, we have some folks struggling out there with health issues, and starting out with George, he's had a tough week, Mark. He had another week of radioactive treatment. And after the treatment, they had to continually test him as the radioactive level in his body had to diminish before he was able to leave, basically, and go out in the public. So he did that on Tuesday. So Monday night, Monday he went in and he was there all night. And I don't know how else to say it, but he expressed the fact that it's not pleasant. It's not something fun. Curtailed any sleeping, but he was able. We took care of his little dog Louie that night, and so he managed to make it out here Tuesday morning, and we had a breakfast at Willie and Grace's.
Good.
So he's doing better. He's plugging along. They want him to do another one of those, and he's got to get some strength up, he said, for that. Also, so our thoughts are with you, George, and thanks for all you do and keeping that positive attitude. Next is Ernie Lauber, Arnie's brother. He's really struggling, and hospice is being assigned. And so that's something that shows the next stage of where he's at. I think Arnie's sister's coming in from Iowa to visit Ernie. And sadly, they're not sure that Ernie will know who she is. Cindy, way out west, still struggling, but having a great time with all her critters. And I always get a text on Friday from her. She loves WRMN. My dear friend Doug Fick, his wife Lynn, is struggling still at going through rehab. And she had another surgery on her back. And she's improving. And we're hoping that gets better. My neighbors, Kirk and Tammy, their daughter is improving from that terrible dog bite. And we hope that she continues to improve as her husband as well. And then finally, my good friend Ken Barnhart, that's been on the air here, his dear wife Jerry, very involved in the Elgin History Museum. She's had, I think, 5 surgeries of late, and she's now recuperating at Lutheran General in Mount Prospect. So our thoughts and prayers are with Jerry. And then a secretary of our car club and good friend of mine, Bob Adams, his dear wife, Valois, is recovering from ear surgery. And this is her second ear, and it went well. And I have to share this, Mark. It's something you'd never think of. She'd had notable hearing challenges.
Yeah.
So they would watch TV, and as Bob said, he had to learn to adjust himself because the TV was turned up really loud. Now, the TV is on so soft, and he has to whisper to her because she says, "You're talking too loud." He can barely hear the TV.
He wants it turned up now.
Yes, it's amazing. So the surgery is a success.
That's good.
So way to go, Valois. You'd never think of those things unless you're confronted with the situation. Well, we don't have a lot of time. We just announced a few more things going on. Hi to all my listeners, and I thank you for that. I brought it up earlier. Tell your friends how lucky we are to have WRMN, and tell them to listen to WRMN. Tell them that it's your best source of local news, history, and radio enjoyment, local weather, and numerous different topic shows. And you know what? If there's something you'd like, something you don't like, you can call up and talk about it.
Sure.
And that's what's changed some of the things in the format. They've had a lot of feedback from local listeners. I do want to say a special shout out to Ron Onesti and all the music acts that he's brought back, because I'll be doing the music memory show here in a minute. And we got some great tunes today. And I was at the Oakcrest yesterday. Yesterday was their actual 120th ribbon cutting ceremony, anniversary. And they have a little plaqued rock out front, like a little rock garden, you could say. And that was done now, the 120th anniversary. Carol Gieske was out there, took some pictures of it. And Pat Spikowski was there. It was very nice. Inside was amazing. In the atrium, quite a few people. It was a full house. The room was filled.
Good.
And even Leah was there. She was there talking to some people she knew. It was very nice. They asked me as a city councilman to say a few words, which I didn't expect, but I was delighted to be able to speak on behalf of the city and what Oakcrest has meant to so many people as it become part of their lives, whether they lived there or whether they had family or friends that did. So moving on, just a few other things. Remember the value of senior services, not just for the fun things they do, but for all the services that they provide. I heard Marky B asking Minnie to give a call, so I don't know if she was listening or if she contacted you yet, but
no,
she does listen often. I do know that, and I know she'll be listening soon. Next is, I want to remind everybody, Sherry's Senior Showcase is a wonderful, valuable, informative radio show, and she's going to be in charge of the next Triad event, September 19th, Hospital Tips and Medicare Fraud. Call to register, 741-2045. It's free, and it includes a free lunch. It's at the Senior Services, but it's done by Triad. Don't forget the Elgin History Museum and the Elgin Public Museum are very strong assets and a wonderful place for this city. And the Public Museum is going to be having a fundraiser, and that's going to be October 12th at the Heritage Ballroom. Maybe WRMN can be involved in that. So that'll be at the Heritage Ballroom, 6 o'clock in the evening. And they love WRMN, and WRMN loves them, so maybe that would be a nice thing for you to be involved with.
We'll see what we can do.
First shift, Sherry, why don't you give Marky B an update on that and give him a call? Are we just about there on time?
We are about a minute.
1 minute
seconds.
to go.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you've got the benefit of low-cost pet vaccinations. If you live in Kane County, seniors just pay $15 for a rabies shot. American Legion Post 57, always a lot going on. They've done so much for so many veterans and the community. Do something for them. Go to their fish fry, go to their steak night, go to their Queen of Hearts night, go to their spaghetti night. Car shows are all done for the year. Don't forget pet food. We need pet food at the Township Building or bring it here to WRMN. And finally, other fish fries, the second and third Friday of the month, Turner's has fish fry that's great and open to the public. Eagles Club out in Gilbert's, great time to take a little fall drive. Great fish fry out there. Keep listening to WRMN. Don't forget the radio shopping shows still on Saturdays. And tell your friends. That's it for the Community Spotlight Show today. Thank a veteran every day. Thank a policeman and a fireman too. I'll be back in about a few minutes with Music Memories brought to you by the Oakcrest. Thanks, everybody. Have a peach of a day and a peach of a weekend.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 10 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Sky Rizzy. La Fiesta de Elgin getting underway today with the Elgin Market expansion at the Riverside Drive Promenade starting from 3 to 7 p.m. The car meet will be at the City Hall parking lot at 100 Douglas Avenue from 5 to 8 p.m. And Grito and cultural performances at the Civic Center Plaza, 125 North Grove Avenue from 6 to 8 p.m. tonight. The Elgin Police Department yesterday celebrating National Policewoman Day, paying tribute to the 46 women who are sworn law enforcement officers in the city of Elgin at this time. The Kane County Sheriff's Office set to honor the memory of K9 Hudson with a dedicated memorial today. The ceremony, scheduled for 10 a.m. today at the Sheriff's Office, pays tribute to the valiant Dutch Shepherd who was fatally shot in a law enforcement operation in Geneva last year. K9 Hudson had been a crucial part of the Kane County team for nearly 3 years, primarily assisting with narcotics detection. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Credan.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
For exceptional home-cooked meals, visit the longest family-owned restaurant in Elgin. Paul's Family Restaurant at Lawrence and McLean takes pride in their fresh daily specials like steaks, fish, pasta, soups, and more. Paul's fresh buttermilk pancakes and breakfast skillets are phenomenal. As you walk in, you can't help but notice owner Elaine's wonderful eye for detail. The toughest decision you'll have to make is what size leftover box to take home. Call 847-695-8687.
How many times have you heard about or driven past the Volo Auto Museum and still haven't checked it out? They have over 200,000 square feet of heated showrooms filled with countless collections of the most amazing mechanical marvels in the world. From incredible collector cars, movie cars, trains, boats, and planes, to a Disney gallery, dinosaurs, vintage arcades, kiddie rides, and a medieval torture exhibit, plus the Titanic Museum. They're open every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit volofun.com.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Bears visit Houston on Sunday. At practice Thursday, wide receivers Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen remained out. The Bears beat the Titans 24-17 to open the season, while the Texans beat the Colts 29-27. Illinois football plays host to Central Michigan tomorrow. The 2-0 start, the best in head coach Brett Bielema's 4 seasons. Northwestern home tomorrow against Eastern Illinois. Both teams come in with 1-1 records. Off day for the Cubs on Thursday. Chicago's 5 games out of a wild card in the National League tonight. They begin a series at Colorado. 7-5, Javier Assad scheduled to start. The White Sox were off Thursday. They host Oakland tonight. 6-11, Garrett Crochet, the starter. The Sox have 15 games to go and have 114 losses. The Major League record, 120, set by the 1962 Mets. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive.
For local information and fun times in the mornings, listen to Marky B and Larry Jones on the first shift.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help you.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
You can't haze. You'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
It's the first shift, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on WRMN. For local information and fun times in the mornings, listen to Marky B and Larry Jones on the first shift.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help you.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
You can't haze. You'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
It's the first shift, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on WRMN.
Welcome back. Welcome back, but it's a new show, but it's kind of the same show, same people. But it's Music Memories here on WRMN, AM 1410, WRMN Radio on YouTube. We are back on YouTube, and this, I guess, qualifies as the first hour of Out to Lunch today. Matt takes over at 11, but right now it's still Stevie T here with us, and we got all the serious stuff out of the way. It's time to enjoy some music in the 10 o'clock hour, Steve.
Hey, time to enjoy some music. One of my favorite topics and things to do.
Yes.
I had somebody visit my basement record store the other day, and they made a statement to me, and they said they've never heard the response that I gave them.
Okay.
When they saw my record store and all the records, they said, "Wow, you can relive your youth." And I said, I never stopped living it.
There you go. Yes. Keep that dream alive, Stevie T.
You bet.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with a fun show on Fridays. Tell your friends about this. Music Memories. Music Memories, 75 years of music on WRMN. Music Memories Show is brought to you by the Atrium at Oakcrest Residence, creating more memories in an environment you can feel home in. Visit oakcrestatrium.org. And Mark, as I mentioned yesterday, I was there, and what a wonderful place it is. And I talked with Susan over there.
Yeah.
And I said, here's an idea. And she's going to put together an internal flyer that's going to go around to all the residents.
Okay.
And she's going to see if she can't get them to come into the atrium for a snack on Fridays for Music Memories and have it piped in on the speakers. So I think that'll be cool. So
that would be good.
I'm going to work with her on that.
Okay. Now, I'm looking at your list here today, and Yeah. I mean, if that starts to happen, I'm not sure you can get away with songs like Jump by Van Halen. That might be able to rock in a little bit too much for the Atrium Oak.
Well, you got to remember who's going to be there, because some of them would be there and their kids might be there.
There you go. Okay.
And the employees that are helping them out. So I think it'll still fit. And you got to remember, you're looking at that. That is a song that's still almost 40 years old.
Well, I was just going to say.
It's 40 years ago.
1984, which is 40 years ago. And so some of the people that are in the Oakcrest right now might have been in their 30s or 40s at that time, so they would know that song.
They would have
right?
heard it,
yeah.
The older we get, the older everyone else is.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's talk about our music. And as a reminder, folks, here's how I do it. We're going to cover 4 decades. So right now we're in the second run through. So we did the first one, and we did the top 4 songs of 1950 and the top 4 songs of 60, 70, and 80. Then we did the top 4 1951, 61, 71, 81. Oh, we went all the way. And then once we got to the end, we did the next 4 songs. In other words, on the top Billboard charts, we did the number 5, 6, 7, and 8 song for that year. We did that in 50, 51, 2, 3, or 51, 61, 71. Now we're at 1954.
Okay.
So today we're going to feature the number 5 song for the year in 1954. And these are all hit songs. And a lot of these were number 1 hits, but this is how they ranked for the entire year. So here is the number 5 song for the entire year of 1954, a song all of you will remember. It's a beautiful song. I know my mother loved this song. This is by the late, great Tony Bennett, Stranger in Paradise.
Take my hand, I'm a stranger in paradise, all lost in a wonderland, a stranger in paradise. If I stand starry-eyed, that's a danger in paradise for mortals who stand beside an angel like you. I saw your face and I ascended out of the commonplace into the rare somewhere in space. I hang suspended until I know there's a chance that you care. Won't you answer this fervent prayer of a stranger in paradise? Don't send me in dark despair from all that I hunger for, but open your angel's arms to the stranger in paradise.
Tony Bennett, what a beautiful voice. Stranger in Paradise. That's actually from the musical Kismet, 1953, November of 1953, but 54 was when that song was on the airwaves so much. Interestingly enough, it was also recorded by Artie Shaw in 1940. But other recordings were Vic Damone in 1955, and it was also recorded by the Four Aces, Tony Martin, Bing Crosby, Don Cornell, and Eddie Calvert. A beautiful song, and one that we'll always remember. Did you like that one, Mark?
Yeah, it was nice.
It's a nice, comforting, easy listening song.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Now we're going to go to the number 6 song of 1954, Rosemary Clooney. And let's see if you remember this one. This song was from the show tune musical called The Pajama Game. It's called Hey There.
Lately when I'm in my room, all by myself, in the solitary gloom, I call to myself. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes, love never made a fool of you. You used to be too wise. Hey there, you on that high-flying cloud, though he won't throw a crumb to you, you think someday he'll come to you. Better forget him with his nose in the air. He has you dancing on a string. Break it and he won't care. Won't you take this advice I hand you like a mother? Or are you not seeing things too clear? Are you too much in love to hear? Is it all going in one ear and out the other? Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes.
Are you talking to me?
Love never made a fool of you.
Not until now.
Hey there, as Rosemary Clooney was talking to the background sounds. What a pretty song.
Yeah, and then the background sounds answered.
Yes.
At the end of the song there.
That was also done by Sammy Davis Jr. and Johnny Ray. A great song, a great voice. Rosemary Clooney. We'll move now to the number 7 song of 1954. Another artist that so many people loved back in the day. One of my mother's favorites, Perry Como. Perry Como, born in 1912, lived to be, passed away in 2001. He was on RCA Records exclusively for 44 years, active in the recording industry 1943 through 1987. This song is called Wanted.
Wanted someone who kissed me and held me closely, then stole my heart. Wanted someone I trusted, who gave no warning we'd ever part. She was last seen hiding out in someone's arms He knew nothing of the danger in her charms. A jury may find her guilty, but I'd forgive her if I could see a signed confession that she's repented and really wanted no one but me. Wanted someone who kissed me and held me closely.
Perry Como with the song Wanted. I don't know if that one was familiar to you, Mark. I'm going to guess not.
No, not that one.
Perry Como had a lot of hits. He had 38 studio albums, 2 live albums, 32 compilation albums, and 150 singles. 15 singles sold over 1 million copies. And of course, he was also a TV show host. The late, great Perry Como. Our last song of 1954, the number 8 song of the entire year, is by Don Cornell. And this song, actually, he recorded it in 1953. But 1954, it was in a movie. The movie was called Susan Slept Here. This song, the number 8 song for the entire year of 1954, Don Cornell with Hold My Hand.
So this is the kingdom of heaven. So this is the sweet promised land. While angels tell of love, don't break the spell of love. Hold my hand. So this is the Garden of Eden. In dreams, it was never so grand. Let's never leave again, Adam and Eve again. Hold my hand. This is the secret of what bliss is. For bliss is what your kiss is. At last I understand. So this is the kingdom of heaven. And here on the threshold we stand. Pass through the portal now. We'll be immortal now.
Don Cornell with Hold My Hand brings us to an end of the 1954 songs for the day. That song was also recorded by Stanley Black, Nat King Cole, and Larry Cross. We're going to jump ahead now 10 years, getting into the era where Marky B remembers songs from when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And we're going to go with 1964. In 1964, of course, the Beatles had just taken over America and the world as they headed the British invasion, as they call it. And so many music acts from overseas came to be popular with their sounds and style. But there was another American act that also was very, very much in the limelight. And this song describes the band, as they put it. It was their own reaction to their newfound stardom. And this was their first chart-topping #1 hit. This is the Beach Boys with I Get Around.
Round, round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around, round, round, I get around, I get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around. I'm getting bug driving up and down the same old strip. I gotta find a new place where the kids are hip. You're getting real well known. Yeah, the bad guys know us and they leave us alone. I get around, round, round, I get around, 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 I get around, get around, take my car, cause it's never been beat, and we've never missed yet with the girls we meet. None of the guys go steady, cause it wouldn't be right to leave your best girl home on a Saturday night. I get around, round, 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 I get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around.
The Beach Boys. Is that one of your favorite Beach Boys songs, Mark?
I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but it's a good song.
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah.
Certainly makes you think of those surfing sounds. And,
oh, yeah.
The Beach Boys, it's a classic sound of theirs with showing off that high voice, kind of like Frankie Valli.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I don't know how they could sing in that octave.
I like Wouldn't It Be Nice? I think that might be my favorite Beach Boys song.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, in 2017, that song by the Beach Boys earned a Grammy Hall of Fame induction. Our next song, this would be, of course, the #6 song of the entire year of 1964. This is one of my mother's all-time favorites, and it came to be his theme song. This is Dean Martin with Everybody Loves Somebody.
Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. Something in your kiss just told me my sometime is now. Everybody finds somebody someplace. There's no telling where love may appear. Something in my heart keeps saying my someplace is here. If I had it in my power, I'd arrange for every girl to have your charm. Then every minute, every hour, every boy would find what I found in your arms. Everybody loves somebody sometime. And although my dream was overdue, your love made it well worth waiting for.
Everybody loves somebody sometime.
Nice song, Dean.
Certainly is. And interesting that we go from the Beach Boys, which undoubtedly was probably more focused for the younger listeners. That one probably just a little bit older listener audience. Yeah. But as far as popularity, the #5 song and the #6 song for 1964. Interesting statistic. Frank Sinatra recorded it 16 years earlier, 1948, but it just didn't go over.
Huh.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, musical tastes change, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to the number 7 song of 1964.
However, we're going to not have that much time for it, but we can try to squeeze it in here if you want to. We have about a minute before the 10:30 break.
All right, let's squeeze it in.
Okay.
And this is by Mary Wells with My Guy, written and produced by Smokey Robinson. She was Motown Records' first female star.
Nothing you can take can tear me away from my guy. Nothing you could do, 'cause I'm stuck right glued to my guy. I'm sticking to my guy like a stamp to a metal, like birds of a feather. We stick together, I'm telling you from the start, I can't be torn apart from my guy. Nothing you could do could make me untrue to my God. My God. Nothing you could buy could make me tell a lie to my God. I gave my God my word of honor to be faithful, and I'm gonna
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Sky Rizzy. La Fiesta de Elgin getting underway today with the Elgin Market expansion at the Riverside Drive Promenade starting from 3 to 7 p.m. The car meet will be at the City Hall parking lot at 100 Douglas Avenue from 5 to 8 p.m. And Grito and cultural performances at the Civic Center Plaza, 125 North Grove Avenue from 6 to 8 p.m. tonight. The Elgin Police Department yesterday celebrating National Policewoman Day, paying tribute to the 46 women who are sworn law enforcement officers in the city of Elgin at this time. The Kane County Sheriff's Office set down in the memory of K9 Hudson with a dedicated memorial today. The ceremony, scheduled for 10 a.m. today at the Sheriff's Office, pays tribute to the valiant Dutch Shepherd who was fatally shot in a law enforcement operation in Geneva last year. K9 Hudson had been a crucial part of the Kane County team for nearly 3 years, primarily assisting with narcotics detection. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super-rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Hey, I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Illinois football plays host to Central Michigan tomorrow. The 2-0 start, the best in head coach Brett Bielema's 4 seasons. Northwestern home tomorrow against Eastern Illinois. Both teams come in with 1-1 records. Off day for the Cubs on Thursday. Chicago's 5 games out of a wild card in the National League tonight. They begin a series at Colorado. 7-5. Javier Assad scheduled to start. The White Sox were off Thursday. They host Oakland tonight. 6-11. Garrett Crochet, the starter. The Sox have 15 games to go and have 114 losses. The Major League record, 120, set by the 1962 Mets. The Bears visit Houston on Sunday. At practice Thursday, wide receivers Roma Dunze and Keenan Allen remained out. The Bears beat the Titans 24-17 to open the season. The Texans beat the Colts 29-27.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
And now, part 2 of Music Memories, brought to you by the Atrium at Oak Crest, and brought to you by Steve Thoren. Welcome back, Steve.
Hey, Marky B, thank you so much. Well, we're just finishing 1964. We've got one song to go on 64. Thanks for sticking with us as we had our short little news break at the bottom of the hour. And this song was the number 8 song in 1964. This is by Gail Garnett, a New Zealand native. Very interesting that this song was considered folk, but it was played on pop, country, Hot 100, Cashbox, and adult contemporary. It placed on all those different charts. Here we have it, the number 8 song from 1964, Gail Garnett with We'll Sing in the Sunshine.
Sunshine, we'll laugh every day. We'll sing in the sunshine, then I'll be on my way. I will never love you, the cost of love's too dear. But though I never I'll stay with you 1 year, and we can sing in the sunshine. We'll laugh every day. We'll sing in the sunshine, then I'll be on my way. I'll sing to you each morning. I'll kiss you every night. But darling, don't cling to me. I'll soon be out of sight. But we can sing in the sunshine. We laugh every day. We'll sing in the
Gail Garnett brings us to a close of 1964, and we're going to move ahead to 1974. 1974, 50 years ago. 50 years ago, these are the songs that were the number 5, 6, 7, and 8 for that year. Let's start out with the number 5 song. This is by the Jackson 5, called Dancing Machine.
machine. Oh, baby, move it, baby. Automatic, systematic, full of color, self-contained. Tuned and channeled to your vibes. Captivating, stimulating. She's
now. Yeah.
She's a dynamite attraction. At the top of a coin, she goes live. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's super bad now. She's here to really blow your mind.
Jackson 5 with Dancing Machine. That was the title of their 9th studio album. It sold over 3 million copies. Also, it was the beginning of the robot dance technique on Soul Train. I knew you wanted to know that, Mark.
Yeah, sounds like it might have been.
Hey, now we're going to switch gears with a little bit of the sound difference. The number 6 song of the year 1974, Grand Funk Railroad. This was a 1962 song for Dee Dee Sharp. And it was on the charts 3 different decades. 1962 was on the charts by Little Eva. 74 was on the charts by Grand Funk. And 1988 it was on the charts by Kylie Minogue. Here's Grand Funk Railroad 1974 with The Locomotion.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I know you'll get to like it if you give it a chance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. My little baby sister can do it with ease. It's easier than learning your ABCs. So come on and do the locomotion with me. You got to swing your hips now. Come on, jump up, jump back. Oh, everything you got today. Whoa, whoa, now that you can do it, well, let's make a change now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I chug a motion like a railroad train now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Do it nice and easy now.
Grand Funk with their rendition of The Locomotion. We move to the number 7 song of 1974. Interestingly enough, the song and the title are just initials. MSFD is the artist. The song TSOP, which stood for The Sound of Philadelphia. Vocals by the 3 Degrees. Here we are. Well, as I did my history, vocals by the 3 Degrees, I didn't hear any vocals.
No.
In fact, the tune didn't even have that much change in the melody. It just was pretty simple and constant.
I remember that song, though. It's the first time I've heard that in a long time.
Yes, I remember it as well.
Yeah, it reminds me of the song Do the Hustle for some reason. When I was listening to the beginning of that song, I was thinking they were about to say, Do the Hustle.
Well, if you heard that song in Philadelphia, it'd be the sound of the hustle in Philadelphia. Well, now we're going to go to the number 8 song, the last one we've got today in 1974, 50 years ago. This song is by Ray Stevens and simply called The Streak.
Hello, everyone. This is your Action News reporter with all the news that is news across the nation on the scene at the supermarket. There seems to have been some disturbance here. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. I was standing over there by the tomatoes, and here he come, running through the pole beans, through the fruits and vegetables, naked as a jaybird. And I hollered over to Ethel. I said, "Don't look, Ethel!" And it's too late. She'd already been in since.
Here he comes.
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
There he goes.
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
And he ain't wearing no clothes.
Oh, yes, they call him the street.
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
Fastest thing on 2 feet.
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
He's just as proud as he can be of his anatomy. He gon' give us a peek. Oh, yes, they call him the street. He likes to show off his physique. If there's an audience to be found, he'll be streaking it round, inviting public critique.
This is your Action News reporter once again, and we're here at the gas station. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, Dave. I was just in here getting my tires checked, and he just appeared out of the traffic. Just come streaking around the grease right there. Didn't have nothing on but a smile. I looked in there, and Ethel was getting her cold drink. I hollered, "Don't look, Ethel!" And it's too late. She'd already been mooned. Flashed her right there in front of the shop absorber.
He ain't rude.
Boogity, boogity.
He ain't rude.
Boogity, boogity.
He's just in the mood to run in the news.
Oh, yes, they call him the street.
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
He likes to turn the other cheek.
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
He's always making the news, wearing just his tennis shoes. Guess you could call him unique.
Once again, your Action News reporter in the booth at the gym.
Once again, your Action News reporter in the booth. My goodness.
First shift Sherry liked that one.
It's. I remember the song. I would never, if you had to take a poll, I never would have guessed that would have been the number 8 song of the year.
Wow.
In 1974. But I guess a lot of other people liked it.
Yeah.
Including that goofy guy talking in the beginning.
About Ethel.
Ray Stevens talking about Ethel. Streaking in the grocery store. All right, we're moving to our last decade of tunes for today's episode of Music Memories. We're moving to 1984. And our number 5 song of 1984 is Phil Collins, the singer, the drummer of the group Genesis, but one of his solo efforts. This one was also the song from the movie of the same title, Against All Odds. Take a look at me now. Here's Phil.
How can I just let you walk away? Just let you leave without a trace. When I stand here taking every breath with you. Ooh, you're the only one who really knew me at all. How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? 'Cause we shared the laughter and the pain. turn around and see me cry. There's so much I need to say to you, so many reasons why. You're the only one who really knew me at all.
Phil Collins, that indeed was a power ballad. A power ballad, and it was a #1 hit, the first of 7 #1 hits for Phil Collins in his solo career while he still was the drummer and singer of the group Genesis.
Yeah, what an 80s he had as a solo artist.
Oh, my.
Man.
And that movie was something. It starred Jeff Bridges, Rachel Ward, James Woods, and a number of others. Let's move on. Our number 6 song for 1984. Mark brought it up earlier.
Yeah.
Thinking that maybe there were some listeners that might not relate to it, but once he did the math, he realized that he himself is older than he remembered. This is the number 6 song for the year 1984. Reminder, listeners, that's 40 years ago.
Uh-huh.
If you were 35 then, you're 75 now. This is Van Halen with Jump. Van Halen with Jump. That was their 6th album. Rolling Stone Records named that song 117 on the top 500 best songs ever. Written by David Lee Roth in 1981, it was originally rejected by the band.
Really?
And then it's funny how things happen.
Yeah, that was a huge hit in 1984.
Yeah, 3 years later, convinced the band to record it, and look what happens.
As a baseball fan, as a sports guy, what I remember with that song is every day in 1984 when the division champion that year, Chicago Cubs, took the field, they played that song at Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, when you hear songs, that's a classic example of music that takes you back to places.
Yep.
Or with people or situations. And that takes you back to there. Makes
does.
you think of that. And that's pretty cool. All right, now we're going to go with the number 7 song of 1984, another ballad, and a song that I just think is so pretty. I've always smile when I hear this song. This is Lionel Richie with a song titled one word, a greeting, simply titled Hello.
I've been alone with you inside my mind, and in my dreams I've kissed your lips 1,000 times. I sometimes see you pass outside my door. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your smile. You're all I've ever wanted, and my arms are open wide. 'Cause you know just what to say, and you know just what to do. And I want to tell you so much. I love you. I long to see the sunlight in your hair and tell you time and time again how much I care. Sometimes I feel my heart will overflow. Hello, I've just got to let you know. 'Cause I wonder where you are, and I wonder what you do. Are you somewhere feeling lonely, or is someone loving you? Tell me how to win your heart, for I haven't got a clue. But let me start by saying I love you.
The word said, how to win your heart, but I'll start by saying I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's interesting that that song, Hello, and How to Win Your Heart, brings us to the last song of 1984. This was the number 8 song for the entire year. This band is one of my favorite groups. I still listen to them a lot today. And the name of the band is a short one word. Yes. It's a very positive statement, just like my attitude in life.
There you go.
And interestingly, the band had broke up, and then they had a little hiccup with some band members. And the guitarist who's back with the band today, named Steve Howe, was not in the band at this time. And the other guitarist wrote this song. While the band had many hits, this is their only number 1 hit. And it's a song that really propelled them into the pop stardom level.
Yeah.
This song is from 1984. The band, yes, it's their 11th studio album, 90125. The song, Owner of a Lonely Heart. Take it away, Mark.
Move yourself. You always live your life
wraps up Music Memories. From Stevie T and me, have a great day. Matt's coming up next.
Keep informed with everything that's going on with the Radio Shopping Show by joining our VIP text club today. All you have to do is text the message WRMN 1410 to the number 94253 and you're in. You'll receive timely information about shopping show specials instantaneously as they happen. Message and data rates may apply. The voice of the Valley and the home of the Radio Shopping Show, we are WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. Keep informed with everything that's going on with the Radio Shopping Show